right, today take a look at the 400 gigabyte SanDisk Extreme Pro. This is a 170 megabyte per second card, and it comes with an adapter to put it into SD card slots. There's the adapter, and we got good looking contacts on the back. And here is the micro SD card. So to test this, I'm going to use the adapter, and I'm going to plug it into a ProGrade reader, which is the best reader that I've found on the market so far. So let's go ahead and test these speeds. Okay, so we got 166 megabytes per second read and 141 megabytes per second write on the best possible option, which is 8 process, 1 thread for 1 megabyte file. So that's not quite 170, but it is pretty darn close, so I'm happy with that. 141 megabytes per second write, that's gonna be fantastic for 4K or even high-speed photography, anything like that. So this card's gonna be great for doing anything with like DSLR work or anything where you need to write a lot of data very quickly. For the 1 process, 1 thread, it's a little bit slower, but not by much, 163 and 138, losing about 3 megabytes per second going down to 1 process. So that's actually really good. The thing that is a little bit surprising is that at 32 process 1 thread, we go to 0.26 megabytes per second. That's actually the slowest I've ever seen. So the write is still good at 3 megabytes per second, so I'm probably just going to redo this and find out if it in fact stays there for the read, because that's very slow. So let me just redo that real quick and find out what's going on there. Okay, so on the second attempt, we got basically the same story. We did get a couple megabytes per second faster on the 1 megabyte size files, but for the 4K size files, we got 0.3 and 0.27. So the write is still perfectly fine at 2.74 and 2.61 megabytes per second, but for whatever reason, the read is very slow. I don't know if that has to do with the size of the card itself. Maybe 400 gigabytes is peaking at the size, or if there's just a fluke in this card, or something else is going on, but this is not a very good number. I would expect this to be closer to 3 or 4 megabytes per second instead of 0.3 megabytes per second. So what that means is if I was going to be using that specific card, I would be perfectly fine with doing anything with like video files or photos where anything's going to be 1 megabyte in size or larger. Anything that's going to be very small, so if I'm going to be doing mobile gaming or something like that and I want to store all those files on that card for the gaming, that might not be fast enough for me. So this card may or may not be right for you depending on your purpose.